afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with a Simpler Stocks free video for January 11th, 2017. It's about 21 minutes after the close. We just had a really informative and fun and profitable last hour in the Simpler Stocks Gold today. Very interesting in there. So today we had the market, guess what? Trump's press conference is tomorrow, his first press conference. What went up? Guess what? The stocks that went up the most right after the election. What stocks sort of sat like a bump on the log? The stocks that went down after the election. Very interesting in there. So at the last part, the ES is down 1. NASDAQ down up 950. I'm sorry, up 950. The Russell, guess what? You talk about economic stimulus, and the Russell goes up. It's composed of, guess what? Growth stocks. Guess what else was up? The transports. Makes perfect sense. Russell and transports correlating again. You talk about any kind of shovel-ready product or the prospect that he might talk about them tomorrow, and both those indexes go up. Plus, we were talking about them being oversold anyway. So just keep that in mind. Industrials down 31. So frustrating for the bulls in there. This got close to 20,000 again. You had the bonds down all of 1, and you had the crude oil down 1 in here. Why am I talking about crude oil? We've been talking about on Simpler Stocks Premium now for 2 weeks that if the actual oil and gas stocks sell off, they usually lead the crude oil. Go and look at a stock like MPC. Go and put crude oil on the left. And then on the right, go and put MPC, Marathon Petroleum. Notice this stock just falling apart in here. What you need to realize, it started falling apart before crude oil sold off. Oil and gas stocks lead crude oil, just like gold stocks lead gold, and like the REITs and the utilities lead the bonds. It's just amazing on how that works, and it worked again. Gold today up all of 230. You had silver up 14, dollar not doing much. Advanced decline all day was what showed which way the market was going to go. You might ask, what do I mean by that? And I'll get into that in a second. I got to just make you excited for this. Volatility index down all of 0.7. Nikkei down 90. German DAX and DJ China not doing much. So let me go back to it. Advanced decline. Look at the ESs this morning. All the time we talk about feel. In fact, coming up in Simpler Stocks, every other week we're doing a whole classes on feel. And last week was the wiggle class. Next week's going to be about correlations. And what I mean by that is, here's a correlation for you. Look at the ESs on a 2-minute chart. This morning, going down, down, down. Sounds like Chris Berman talking about just, somebody sliding or diving for a catch in here. Whole idea in here, going straight down right here. And watch on the right. This also sounds like Chris Berman going up, up, up. So I want you to see this on the advanced decline, that even when the market was selling off this morning, when it had another leg down right here, guess what? The advanced declines took another leg up. Why did this happen? I was trying to rack my brain. It's all about Trump's press conference tomorrow. So what happened in here is the market was selling off right here, but underlying, all the economically sensitive stocks just took off. So you had the Caterpillars, the U.S. Steels, anything that seemed to go up when after the election went up again today, hoping that a lot of the rhetoric he talks about is about infrastructure, is about easing regulations, stuff like that. But this is how I look at the ESs. ES is selling off. Advanced decline was a great tell we were going up. What happened later in the day, though? Market's going up, 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 right here. And the advanced decline, guess what? Started topping out and stopped going up. The second this really rolled over, right here, 1245, you saw the market really take a dive. Right in this area. What happened then? Market sells off, and miraculously, the advanced decline on the right stopped going down. And sure enough, that was the bottom. And the market just started to turn up. And Then it started to weaken, market turned down. Advanced decline is a wonderful way to figure on how to time the market. So definitely keep that in mind. The other thing is, and this is a little tidbit, we talk on simpler stocks all the time. When the advanced decline was going up this morning, if you're like, I have no idea why the advanced decline is going up, go into the market watch and go into the public and at the minimum, go to the S&P 500 and go and sort it by the stocks that are up. And you'll get a taste of what stocks were up today. Regeneron, Priceline, but look at the economically sensitive. Alaska Air, AutoZone, you got UAL, Whirlpool, we call it Whirlybird, Cummins Engine, Wynn Resorts, and you get the gist of it. But this morning it gives you a great idea, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, they're taking up all the stocks that'll benefit if Trump mentions it, and that's exactly what happened today. So tomorrow, we could have a big old reversal the opposite way if he doesn't mention anything. This is not about Trump at all. Every president since I've been in the business for 35 years, there's high hopes for a conference. If that person doesn't mention what people were bidding up the day before, the stocks go straight down. I've seen it a million times. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Want to mention that we still have the $7 trial going on, and this includes the chat room, 9 to 10 in the morning. If you want the gold chat, which is later in the day, you have to go and do the gold version, which is more money. Premium videos, a lot more in depth than what you're hearing now. Email alerts. I put out stock trades and chart ideas, at least 6 a day. I go over the index and futures before the opening. I post these. I actually post them, try to post them the night before. The idea is the market is led by the futures. If you can go and gauge the idea of the ES futures of the direction, it gives you, should you look for long ideas or short ideas? And we explain that all the time. Unusual option activity, I also post it when I see it, but I'm starting to put in the end of the premium video where I'll go and drill down through all kinds of unusual option activity. Much easier to try to explain it in the part of the video in there. The other thing, and I told you I'd mention this in here, is the learning series. You call it Meetup, and what we do in here is we're doing a whole thing on feel. Last week we did on how to wiggle. Next week, correlation techniques. All of these then go into a learning series. Look at this, how to wiggle and keep with the strategy. Creating your own scans. All these come with your subscription. I'm not charging $99 a pop for all of these. They range from 20 minutes to an hour. All come with your subscription. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you can take us up on this trial. We've had literally thousands of people take us up on it. Everybody have a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow.